49 minutes after 6 p.m. and it's yet another day for the Heartbeat here on our channel. You can subscribe and yes, follow us on each and everything. Today we are back after 2 weeks without having you guys, but we are back in full swing, and I'm joined with a beautiful and handsome gentleman from all they work in the different media houses, but we are back and to give you the latest that has been happening in the world of arts and entertainment. On my left is Isaac Sejombe from the Daily Monitor, followed by Patrick Sentongo, still from the Daily Monitor, and Andrew Kagwa from the Daily Monitor. Good evening, gentlemen.
But you just simplify it. Daily Monitor is under Nation Media.
Yeah.
And Nation Media has very many
And of course, I'm Nathan Atlok from the Observer.
So you would as well say Andrew Kagwa from NTV, Patrick from Daily Monitor,
Dembe.
Isaac from Dembe.
Okay.
Tusigara tulichimu ate
From
mukende
Dembe.
yafe.
So, for the 2 weeks, we have been seeing big size baby cool Moses Sally.
Bawazi wena.
Yes, doing the media tour for the Break the Chains album. Starting with Kenya, of course, where he spent about 4 days before he flew again back to Uganda to campaign for the speaker. And of course, Andrew, you have been there for the 2 weeks. Could you briefly tell us how, paint a picture for the viewer who didn't travel?
He was not only there, he was the mastermind of the tour.
So when I want to start by complaining, why didn't you have the show for 2 weeks?
Because of the technical glitches that we had.
But also
now,
we felt like you had to come clean on the breaking the chains. Because I was wondering the time we are discussing the album, the man was always like kumbe he was part of it.
Because I feel like a lot of things happened in 2 weeks.
so because of the technical glitches that we had, we didn't happen to have the show. So, but we are back in full swing, and it will be running every Thursday of the week. So we are back in full gear.
Yeah. Anyway, so like I was in Nairobi before Bebe Cool.
Okay.
And
so I clearly told these guys, I actually specifically Patrick, because Patrick was like, Kagwa's joined Bebe Cool's crew. I'm like, no. The guy has gone there for his other art.
I was in Nairobi a bit early, and then
to prepare.
And then Bebe Cool came, I think it was a Tuesday, because the day he came is the day much of his activation started taking place. He came on a Tuesday, and that's when the press conference happened, the one in Nairobi. The press conference in Nairobi was really amazing. And I remember, okay, for me, some of the things that I saw at the press conference that were really amusing. One, the media, the media, and then their knowledge of
asking questions.
Their knowledge of the person they had. Because not to shade Ugandan media, but you know we've had no, but you know we've had press conferences where
Speak it as it is. Say it as it is.
Call a spade a spade.
Yeah. Ugandan media always say Malamu. We've been to those press conferences where someone asked Paul. Is it Paul or Peter?
Yes.
Where Peter is his brother.
Are you still together? Why separated and all?
No, someone asked him if they are brothers with Peter. Like they were asking
Peter Okoye.
Okoye if he's brothers with Paul Okoye. And you're like, wait, where did that come from? And then we've been at others where someone asked, I think, one of the guys of Morgan Heritage, how long their dreadlocks were. Yeah, we've had a couple of very funny ones. So for me, the media was one of the winners because they seemed to understand Bebe Cool, the artist. They seem to have done their research. They knew the music he has done before, to one extent that someone was like, you were last in Kenya in 2017 when you came for Cook Studio, and I was like, oh, that's some good background work they did. We don't usually do that when it comes to us. When it comes to Bebe Cool, I think he was very, I don't want to say rehearsed, but he seemed to know his answers, and that's consistently from Kenya to TZ. He seemed to know his answers, like he knew when to bring in the numbers, and even when you cannot ask him to quantify the numbers, but they made sense when he brought them out. Say because there was a time when he said we're about 150 million people. I later got to learn we're about 300 million, like East Africans all together. He was like, we're about 150 million people. If just 50 of that came together and started supporting music and streaming it, like we would create a movement, and whether we like it or not, like big companies will notice African, East African, they will come and do things here. Yeah, so I like the element he was in, which I think had a lot to do with the fact that he wasn't in Uganda. Because when he's in Uganda, there is that thing where he's like, okay, like when he's in Uganda, even when he comes to a press conference, he's big size. Like he carries himself as big size. And in the element of big size, there's going to be a journalist that will tell him, Oliwa Kabinyo Mwana, Chigwa Singer, and that will create a shift, I think, in the atmosphere. And then before you know, even the way he's addressing this whole thing will change, which wasn't there in Nairobi. So, and then of course, to cap the whole thing, I think Nazizi and Waire for me were like such highlights when they came in, and just like to kind of celebrate the moment with him. And then there was a guy who's Fundi Funk. Yeah, there was a guy, Fundi Funk. Fundi Funk is one of the pioneers of hip hop in Kenya. But then he went on into DJing, and so he was one of the very first DJs to I think play Bebe Cool when he was starting out back then, and he was at that presser. And I think he even got to ask a question about his longevity, because he was telling him, like, clearly, even when you see in Kenya where you started out, most of the people you started with are no longer active. They are no longer actively doing music. Yeah, so I think for me, Kenya was amazing. They had a lot of knowledge when it came to who Bebe Cool was. The artists, they had a lot of knowledge.
They knew him.
Yeah, they knew him.
How was the reception musically
Musically,
of the album?
like I was start by saying, like, because Kenya and Uganda are kind of interlinked, it was easier to even know which music they're listening to. Because I remember I had asked Anyiko, who was handling the gear, like which music which Bebe Cool music from the album are they listening to, if they're listening to any. And she had said most of them, since the album dropped, much drawn towards Motivation and Check, and then African Love, which features Yemi Alade. And that's mainly because I think Kenyans love Yemi Alade so much.
And all that.
And then they love Joshua Baraka so much. For Motivation, I still didn't understand, but it seemed like a very popular song, even when you see the TVs we went to. It's one of those songs they easily referenced. Like, yeah, you've recorded songs like Motivation, like it is the road of the tongue for them. So those three songs are the ones they're listening to the most.
So you talked about Anyiko. I want us to look at this entire arrangement from a point of organization. Anyiko, I've worked with that team. There is a time they were doing something with them, and I worked with them. I want to understand at their level, the magnitude for Bebe Cool to work with them shows a certain level of organization, because there are very many artists who will come through even in Uganda here without them. Nebajja, naye nga tannafuna na plan of I'm going to go here na byonna nabikolera on ground.
Nga they are Ugandans? So.
No.
I think
Alright.
for me, the first time I saw that lady, it's when Irene Talley was rumored. I think she was signed under Universal Records.
Yeah.
Yes. Then we had the listeners' party at the Samba in Kololo. That's when the first time I saw that lady.
Aniko.
Yeah. And she really works good.
Kuongeza ku Patrick's point, it was Patoranking. He abruptly appeared at the airport. He was briefly detained. He didn't have any plan. A press conference was held, but he was here for, was it a media tour?
Yeah.
Or anything, but they did not have any.
Yeah.
Is that the day when they had the press conference at Africana?
Yes.
That night.
So for me, it shows prior organization.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
him. Just tell me about how on ground, because you were in Nairobi before Baby Call. So I remember you sent us a message and told us, unfortunately, I found myself
And
at Baby Call's press conference.
Yeah.
I want to understand the arrangement.
The choice of words. How am I calling myself? Yes, Anzi.
So I was particular with the words used. So I want to understand how was the organization by that PR team in relation to Baby Call's interest.
One, Anyiko is amazing when it comes to being organized and being streamlined and everything. When you talk about Baby Call's interests, you see, I feel like you're talking about something that works for Baby Call. When it comes to Baby Call's interests of making sure that he
Gets the
the
publicity.
publicity is there, that one was done. But I think what I'm going to say is for the Ugandan in me. You know how in Uganda tujubisa, like febintu byaffe
Hype.
we hype and tujanjawaza nnyo, because I have a feeling, like, which one do you think is the best car, like the best car at the moment, like the one that can make Ugandans stand?
Tesla?
Yeah.
The
So
Cybertruck?
I'm thinking if that media tour had been organized by Ugandan, trust me, Baby Cool would have arrived in a Tesla. And there would have been like two, where one is just empty, but they just have to be two, because
Maybe one carries the wife.
yeah, maybe one carries, because that's how Ugandans are, like
For a press conference,
We-
you must put something
like
something first grab the attention
The
before
attention
the main.
before the main.
Do you think it's bad?
it. For other people, it's too much.
Because we both know when Nameless first came to Uganda, when Ogopa DJs first
Yes.
came to Uganda, the
Yeah.
kind of attention they were given
Yeah.
straight from the
They
airport.
still talk about
They
it.
still talk about
They
it.
still talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah. So like there is a way we are way too much, which is a good thing for we have that showbiz that I feel like maybe she kind of wasn't briefed about. So like yeah, when they arrived, like the cars were amazing, but if it was Uganda, trust me, we wouldn't use those cars. Not that they are bad, but we would always want to go extra. Or even if, okay, in Uganda, if they use ordinary cars, they just make sure there are many. They make sure they change the number plate to put there the name of the artist. Like in Uganda, we create situations like always Otekawa and Beda.
So in that same line, usually press conferences are called for a particular cause. I've seen press conferences that happen here, and it has become a norm in Uganda. A press conference where the main deal is Afrigo celebrating 50 years. But on the same press conference, a person starts to ask things that are totally different, but still about Africa,
Yeah.
you know? And maybe I'll give an example. They keep asking. You used to perform let me search such and such a venue. Why don't you perform there anymore? Yet the main cause of the like in Uganda, press conferences tend to shift from their main cause to something else. I remember when she was doing her show.
Someone asked her about her hips.
Yeah, someone asked about her hips, if the husband will come, if she's friends with Lydia Jasmine.
Yes.
You know, and it has been normalized. Even artists will answer such questions, and so I want to understand, how did the Kenyan media and the Tanzanian media did they keep whatever the engagements were on the main issue of the album?
Yeah, for me that was the most amazing thing about them. They stayed on to that album. They asked him about the choices of collaborations. Most of them were interested about knowing why there wasn't a Kenyan.
Like, I was coming to ask you that question.
And he had to clarify that DJ Edu is Kenyan. Because I think DJ Edu is not known to many Kenyans as a Kenyan, because he has been working mostly in the UK.
But also, I mean, Joshua Baraka is Kenyan.
No.
He's not.
At that dresser, he was Uganda.
Andrew, I wanted to ask you, during his time of press conference in Kenya, and then when he started traveling, I saw him at Kiss FM, and I think a presenter asked him why he didn't collaborate with the two friends of his, that's Aziz and why on the album.
What was his response?
Okay. Because since I wasn't in that particular interview, but I remember when questions of collaborations kept coming up, was there was another question of collaboration that came up in TZ, because Tanzanians love themselves way too much, and you see that album doesn't have a Tanzanian.
True.
So there was a question of why there wasn't a Tanzanian, and he had to explain that the album has been recorded for over 2 years, and the very first time, when the very first draft they had actually a Tanzanian artist. And as they kept, I think, changing and trimming it down, I think that collaboration was lost. Yeah, but he said he was working on, they were working on remixing some of the songs, and they would have more artists on the album. That's when it was in Kenya, when they were talking about why some artists are not on, and then he also hinted on the fact that the Bashment crew never left. So there is a possibility that they might do music.
Isaac, you have been so silent.
Because I was letting Kagwada digest his whole trip, his 2-week trip.
But
Maybe the question we forgot to ask. At what point do you get on the bread team? And what was your role? And in regards, when you look at what you were paid, does it speak to the 11 billion that total amount to the entire budget of the album?
I will not mention my role. I will not mention my role.
But you were on the team.
I was on the team. I will not mention my role.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I will tell you. Wait. What do you mean? But Chobo Manyanti, when we were in Kenya we started Kenya on Tuesday, and then we did it up to Friday, because the biggest days on Kenyan TV when it comes to music is Friday. That's when you have the trend. That's when you also have 10 over 10. And like I remember sending you guys a message and telling you, like, these guys really understand Joshua Baraka. Because like when I talked to that presenter who later made that, whose video went viral, Joshua Baraka confirms he's Kenyan. Like I talked to that presenter and I was asking her, because I had listened to her on radio and she was saying that her best song is Check, while I think the co-host, the guy was saying his best song is Motivation. And so I had to ask her why it was Check. And I remember her telling me that her two songs is African Love and Check. And then she goes on and she's like, Joshua has such a Kenyan vibe with him, and then most of them really love his voice. So that's why the song he was on, it's literally one of the best for literally all the presenters you will talk to. Like there's a presenter who surprised me. I think she was at K24. She was like, her best song is Home. That one was a rare one. I was like, okay, why that one? And she explained, and then after that she was like, yeah, but I also listen to Check a lot. So for them there was always that either Check, African Love, and then probably another song. Yeah.
I want to ask, by the media team, relating a lot with the music of the album, was it the work of the PR team in trying to put this music even before them so that by the time of the press conference the conversations can align?
For me, I think that's the part where I really appreciate Anyiko. Like, she was, I think, in contact with her team, and with the media team she was going to work with, and probably she also either asked them or they did their due diligence because they're professionals to actually listen to the music. Because like you've listened to interviews where someone sounds like they actually did not listen to the album, and then you've listened to someone that actually sounds like they listened to the album, and then decides that they knew the songs before the album. Like, so they would talk about the songs on the album, but then they could go as back as, say, Bebe Cool in 2000
to compare and see.
To compare and see, and they were like, yeah, but you did such a song at this time. Why are you veering way far away from that to this? So for me, I appreciated that. Like, they felt like they had actually done their research. And I think on the few times I talked to Bebe Cool, I told him the media did a good job. They seemed very researched. And
for the fact that he was last in Kenya in 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
Yeah, so just imagine if an artist was last in Uganda probably 10 years ago, or 8 years ago, the kind of questions our journalists would ask him.
Yeah, so I really felt challenged, like as a journalist, I really felt challenged.
Yeah, maybe on a lighter note, for a person like you who was on ground, for the few clips that happened to appear online of Bebe Cool and the wife doing Swahili, how are they? How is Bebe Cool in Swahili?
Zuena's Kiswahili is really good. First let me talk about Zuena's Kiswahili. Because I feel like when Zuena started speaking Kiswahili,
she surprised people.
None of us were understanding what was going on. Like,
that's like Bebe Cool again surprised us that he doesn't know much of it, like we thought he actually knows.
Yeah. Like, did we think I didn't think he knew. I was surprised he spoke some, and I was surprised he was having a real conversation.
Yes, you know, even when you go back to Bebe Cool's earlier days in Kenya, most of the songs he was mixing. Yeah, he was just mixing. He was just throwing in a few Swahili words.
Yeah. You know, from a typical Ugandan perspective, you would love to think that because in their genesis, him and Chameleon were there. And Chameleon was so ideal. Subconsciously would think
Chameleon, I think Chameleon focused more on that language.
Yes, Chameleon was intentional.
Yes.
In Swahili. Bebe Cool was not intentional.
Okay.
So you just imagine the number
of songs. I think even in all those songs, Bebe Cool had only one song that was fully in Kiswahili, which was, I think, Fitina.
Yes. Yeah.
All the others, he just had like a few lines, and then so I was shocked that he actually held a conversation.
How about his song was, I think it was Mamia or something or that song. So
Maisha.
I think yes.
Maisha is not typical in Swahili. It's
Mixed,
Man.
blended.
Yeah, it's blended.
Speaking about Swahili now, and you know, you look back and you're like, there was a time
Paradiso.
at the peak of those guys. Someone came up and was like, some of us have songs in Swahili, you don't have any, and Bobi Wine dropped one. You can Bobi Wine dropped Paradiso. But man, also this music has come from far.
So like I was surprised like Bebe Cool could actually have a conversation in Swahili because I didn't really think he had it to that point. Like I thought he just had like a few lines here and there. But then when Zuena started talking, like you just enjoyed looking alike, and you're like, and you had no idea what was going on. Like they were just talking. It's like they were just flowing. Yeah. So, but you see, that was mostly in Tanzania.
Yeah.
Like Kenya was one of those places where
everything was
smooth. Everything was smooth. It's Tanzania. You see, Tanzania is a bit hostile, by the way. Like, Tanzania is a bit hostile.
And I think very, how is it called? They keep to themselves or...
Yeah, they keep to themselves because I remember my very first time, like, I think this time I enjoyed Tanzania more a bit because we were a group of Ugandans.
Yes.
My last time in Tanzania was alone. Like, I'd gone for a festival and I was on my own. And you can talk to them in English and they just look at you and they move on. Like they do not help you. So this time, like we were a group, we had a driver who spoke some English. So it wasn't very isolated.
Yeah, maybe away from the press conference or media tour that was the main deal of the entire, move. Did you spare some time, probably in the night, to go as a team, maybe called to be specific, to go visit the nightlife, check out happening places, and to just keep a vibe?
Not together, but independently we did. Independently. Okay, personally, I did in Kenya. I didn't do that in Tanzania.
Okay.
Like I said, Tanzania, when you are alone and you do not speak any Kiswahili,
yeah,
it becomes
and
tight.
now when communication is cut,
yeah,
nothing much can be done. So are there plans? East Africa as a region is now widened. We move to even other countries. So from the team, what is the message? Are we soon moving to Kigali?
I'm yet to know, but I believe they are.
My question to you, Kagwa, is going by Bebe Cool's message to all the countries that he has been, the unity that needs to be in the industry, East African industry. Are you seeing it happening sometime?
You know that was my question to Nazizi. Like I asked her what happened.
Because we really need that. We need that.
Because if you think about it, before, when you look back to 2005, 2004, like East Africa was collaborating.
A lot of collaborations.
East Africa was collaborating. And then we just got to some point and we just stopped.
Comfortable. We got comfortable.
We became comfortable. So I asked her what happened. And she said some of it might have been business-wise,
family,
and then people became very, very commercial in a way. Because when you think about the top artists of East Africa in 2005, 2003, all those people collaborated with each other, and then we come to this era where Diamond has been on top for all that time. And Diamond has just collaborated with a Kenyan BN just 2 weeks back.
Yeah. Other collaborations with Ugandans have been more in words than in action.
He has never collaborated with a Kenyan before that.
Not interested.
He has only been collaborating with Wasafi artists who are ideally his artists. So like you can just see that like Kenyans and Ugandans are still working way too much because I mean Sauti Sol came and worked with Bebe Cool on Zamara. Joshua Barak has worked with BN, has worked with Ben Sol. So like Kenyan and Uganda are still working a lot together. But then the energy from TZ, more so from who should be like their top artists, is not all that good.
Okay, so from a project point of view, ideally when you had a project, there must be an assessment or review. And for me, I believe that for a project like that one that was held in Kenya and Tanzania, there must be results. And in this case, I think results have to be seen in how music is streamed from those particular parts of the region. Maybe for the few days, or is there, when you look at the numbers on the various platforms, Kenyans, the numbers of Kenyans, because I want to believe by him visiting various media spaces and doing interviews and being on ground, it prompted very many people to take interest in the album. And over the time, the ripple effect or the compounding effect has to reflect on the number of streams for the album. How is that? At least in the few days, there must be.
But that takes time. That takes time. Because look at it this way, that it's not like he has dropped a video in between that time to date. It's not like he has dropped a new video. The music that existed is the music that exists now. For me, I think the result would work way much better if it's not a one-off. If he still goes back for something, because you see, the beauty about East Africa right now is that we are getting back some things. We are getting back some things thanks to Rwanda. Yes. At times you see the results by showing up enough, but again, with showing up enough, at times there are opportunities. By showing up is, say, Bal is happening in Kigali. Yeah, you just show up, be on that front seat, like people see you, so that it's not just the presser, but
it's a continuous.
But it's a continuous thing. Like you're kind of in their faces.
And like I think I've also seen Rwandese do it in Uganda.
Yes.
At one point, you'll find these guys in Kampala.
Yes.
Even unannounced, you'll watch him on TV. You'll find it.
Just performing.
The guys who were on this song of Food the Tour. Those guys.
Yeah. Those ones are in Kampala most of the time.
Yeah. So that's something you're talking about.
Like he has to keep showing up in those places. Like this cannot be enough.
And I think the South Soul, even before they split, they were doing the same thing. Guys used to be in Kampala.
Yes,
you used to find them in Aguru there.
Like you find them in Aguru before you know, like they make like a kind of appearance somewhere in a posh bar. They do not perform, but here you see them around. And of course, by the virtue of them being around, the DJ will play a couple of their songs because they're around. So I think this cannot be enough, but it's the beginning. That if he shows up again, he will not be reintroducing himself to those people.
Okay.
They will know him.
At the point of the media tour, the Break the Chains story has been...
Are we going to discuss only Bebe Cool?
Yeah.
It's what we are discussing. So
we have other topics.
No.
We're even about to finish.
No. But you see, the biggest thing we have is the topic, the lessons learned.
Yes, we are getting there. My question is this. The story of Break the Chains, from the genesis, Bebe Cool wanted to change a certain narrative, both musically, but then also how things are done around the same product, which is the album.
Yeah.
So at the level of the media tour, for you who has been part of the team, at least out of the country, is he satisfied that he's achieving some of the things he presumed to achieve all change?
I don't know if he is, but I would tell you that personally I'm somehow satisfied, and because of a story because of a conversation I had with someone, and he doesn't even know about this conversation. So I was talking to Anyeko,
Yes.
and she told me she has organized a couple of media engagements with different artists. She has worked with Burna Boy, she has worked with Yemi Alade. I think she did this TV series Sugar for MTV, and she told me most of these have been like smaller media tours where an artist shows up and they're just promoting a song, and they usually show up days before because they're trying to maximize the fact that they have a performance in that country. So they maximize the performance and kind of push their new music. They see a lot of media before the performance happens, probably on Sunday or Saturday. But this is one of the first campaigns she was on where someone is in the country, not because they have a performance at the end of the weekend, but they are specifically there to actually push an album. And in the process, they actually visit as many TV stations and many media houses.
Yes.
So even for Anyeko, right now, probably when she'll be pitching to artists what they can do with their albums, he managed to change how she looks at promoting an album and the media tour for an album.
Okay.
That you can go all in. But then I think even for Ugandans, you see, the thing I'm really scared about this media tour is that Ugandans are easy to mislead. Like, it's easy for them to think you need a budget, a very, 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 very big budget
To make things work.
But I think for him, he needed that budget because he's trying to do things in time.
And to add on to what Kagwe is saying, the break the chains narrative. We've been having artists releasing albums over and over again. Like us has just released an album. What they do, they visit one radio station.
Yeah.
True. One
They
TV
check
station.
one TV station.
Their Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
So with Bebe Cool's Break the Chains album,
He has really broken the chains.
Yes, he's showing that you
can
need
go
a media
ahead.
tour.
Yes.
You need your album to be heard. You need your album to be seen.
Exactly.
Not just for a specific kind of audience, but for everyone to notice.
And for me, I will credit Bebe Cool for that, because I will tell you, for the past 5-6 years, I'll speak about from the time around COVID, because for me to practical in the modern day age of Ugandan music, it was from COVID that this album element started coming up. But when you look at that time, we had Wyke Benda come up with
artists.
Chirabo.
But you just ask someone randomly.
Yes.
One song from Chirabo album.
From Chirabo album.
Even Epas is just
Even
released.
Epas with very many songs.
But even the haters,
Yeah.
Bebe Cool haters, will at least know 3 songs.
I am, I am a big fan of Irene Intali, and in the COVID she released an EP called Sukali with quite good music.
An amazing EP. Yeah.
It also just went like that.
Yeah.
We've seen Shiba along the way had Summary,
Yeah.
the album in COVID.
Yeah.
So
know?
far,
So Bebe Cool, for me, I'll credit him for that,
Yeah,
because
so-
like we are speaking here, even people like Isaac, I said, even people who are not Bebe Cool lovers, for this album, trust me, even for a person who has not streamed, knows that at least there is check. He knows, which is because of the efforts that he's trying to do. So for me, I think for the artists, that's one thing they can pick from him.
True.
He has really broken the chains in that line.
True. Like, so that's the other thing I was going to say, that at least I know right now for a Ugandan artist who's releasing an album, like,
They have a benchmark.
there is a benchmark. But even for that artist that does not have a very big budget, when you're releasing an album, you need to start by creating your relationships way, way earlier. Because I will still give an example of Joshua. Like, Joshua is one person who has really survived a lot of relationships related. You can start creating your relationships earlier, make friends with presenters, that by the time you think of dropping something, you can start talking to them even before it drops, so that you can get your media tour by just jumping on a bus with your manager, and before you know you're in Nairobi.
And things are working out.
And you start working out things. Like, you might be so shocked how people can be welcoming if you have some sort of relationship with them. Yeah.
Before we close, Andrew, I wanted to ask from you, not once, not twice on the different editions of the Artbeat, we've discussed Break the Chains. And one of the key highlights in there was the aspect of Bebe Cooley's being in bed with the Ugandan political, he's a player, I mean. And still on this tour, we saw him have a break, come, go join the Speaker of Parliament as she picked her forms for nomination, and then she dropped back.
That very day.
How did that affect the team that was on ground within the other side? Because I want to believe Anyiko, who was the mastermind behind the tour and the proceedings on ground in Kenya, when she was planning earlier, probably for that day or the time that he returned, they had not yet known that the speaker would. So did Bebe Cool's
No,
move
I think they knew. Yeah, I think they knew, because that day was free during the day. Because he followed the speaker to pick her nomination forms on a Friday, if I remember very well.
That's the Friday in the night.
That's the Friday in
on
the night
10
when
over
he
10.
performed on 10 over 10. So the day was free, but it was busy in the night. Yeah.
And I think he came, then moved back.
45 minutes a flight from
Yeah.
Nairobi to Kampala.
Yeah. Though, okay, if it's just my perspective, like, I would have found that stressful.
Yeah, I know. And speaking about that, I've watched Bushington, who is of course one of the guys big on that project. He was also saying that Bebe Cool, at his level, there are things that he does and I don't agree with. And in the normal circumstances, I would not actually choose to work with a person, any other person who would be doing that. But then he's like, Bebe Cool, you need to understand that he's been here long enough, and you give him his respect, and then you get to understand that some of these things he knows exactly what he's doing. So you choose to stay in your lane and let him handle. And then he also said that he's done some of these things and they have in a way affected him and he's seen, but he chooses to keep doing. Meaning he has.
You see that the day when he came back, that's the day we did Nation, and. Nation is strict.
Yeah.
Nation is strict.
That's
and
like it is here.
Yeah, it's strict because I remember I had to use my ID to access. They are very, very strict when they're like, we only need this number of people inside, not more, not less. So I had to use my Ugandan ID to access. So like I was worried. I was like, because Nairobi jam is crazy.
More than here.
Theirs is crazy. And you see, the craziest jam is the organized one. Because
You don't shift.
because the disorganized one, you're so sure. Yes, you're so sure of what caused it, and then you can maneuver it.
Yes.
Theirs is organized. Like, it's not like there is a truck that's parking somewhere.
No.
It's not like
The
there's a
system is
couple
the
of
one stopping
borders
you.
that it's the system that's stopping you. Yeah. So personally, I was worried. I was like, are they going to make it in time? Because you know how Nation can be.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of made it here. I think he was the last guest that day. He
closed the
performed,
show.
he closed the show, and then we had to proceed to 10 over 10, and he closed the show that side as well.
I watched the 10 over 10 performance.
Yeah,
It was big.
yeah, and I think it was 10 over 10 that made me realize, like, for whatever it is, like Kenyans, Joshua has something on Kenyans. Because
No wonder they own him now.
No wonder they
Yeah,
own
but
him
Andrew,
now.
also important to notice that around the same time, Kenya was having certain kind of riots and the youth.
Speaking
protesting
about
was-
riots, I was really worried for Bebe Cool when he announced that he was going to have a media tour in Kenya. Because
Around the time. Timing.
Because at the back of my mind I was thinking, I did have the perspective of Kenyan journalists. I was thinking like Kenyan journalists are just like Ugandan journalists. They will just ask you a question out of the blue, off the what? Off the script. Okay? So I was really, I even told Kambo that I think it's really a bad move for people to go to Kenya right now, because amidst his interview, someone is going to ask him about the Kenyan riots, what he feels. You understand? But credit to them, they stayed on course. They did not divert in any way.
Yeah, but we've criticized the Ugandan media quite a lot. But I also want important to notice that, you see, Ugandan media has been infiltrated. Today we have a lot of people who are media, social media users, the kind of citizen journalism. Today in Uganda, even for a press conference, you will be surprised that an artist will be more interested in YouTubers or TikTokers
which is a
than
thing
the key journalists.
Because if sorry to interject you, Bebe Cool went with TikTokers.
With TikTokers, you can imagine. He
Because he didn't have a mainstream
mainstream
person, not even a TV personality from this side to go with him.
And thanks to I think
because
he met Andrew.
Even Kagwa just was not a part of it.
He was hijacked. From
Yes, he was just hijacked.
And found himself at the press conference.
So and I had a conversation. I had a conversation with someone and said that, you see, yes, TikTok is a deal right now. But trust me, at the end of the day, your work is not moving.
Exactly.
Because I guarantee you, among all those people that went, no one has done the review about it.
No, but I think Anyiko did a good job. I've seen an interview they ran on a popular website.
Which is okay.
In Nigeria.
Yes, in Nigeria, but I'm saying now here in our own.
True.
Okay, you see, I think they did run some stories in Uganda. Not the TikTokers.
I know what you're talking about, because I know. I mean that's
Yes, like stories ran in Uganda, but not from the TikTokers.
It's so the website, blogs and all
Yeah,
that. Yes,
the
I know.
website, the blogs,
And
the
you are
blogs
behind that.
and everything.
And you are behind that.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, what do you want the stories?
But man, TikTok is something I think I'm yet to really understand how it works with artists.
True.
Personally, if it was up to me, I do not understand why artists love it so much. I know the role TikTok can play when it comes to promoting a song,
Yeah, the videos.
the visuals and everything.
Challenges.
But I still feel we are giving it too much.
Yeah.
Relevancy.
Yeah. I
True.
feel like we're giving it too much.
All right. I think we've broken the chains.
Yeah,
Yes.
but of course, I think one thing I would really want an artist to pick out from Bebe Cool's tour is, one, planning is everything, because these two tours were planned for a very long time. But besides that,
I think also team.
create a team that can challenge you as an artist, because trust me, that Bebe Cool team, like when they start fighting, you just look at them and you're like, yeah, let's watch this Rambo when they start fighting with him. So it's very important to have a team where there are people that can really challenge you, and it's not good to always have a team where everyone is going to tell you, man, Oliwa Kavi,
Yes,
go
man.
singer. Like it's
Masudi Amigalde.
yeah, like at times there are very many things those people will not tell you because they're afraid of actually telling you.
Okay. So as we wrap it up tonight, omukulu ffe tugenda kukola tutya because kati gotuuka ku mmeeza. Omukulu
Emeza ki?
mmeeza y'ekiwatu. Omukulu kati nteekateeka ki gy'oyina oba gy'ayina ffe okubanga tumutuukako tuwandiike
mutuukirira manager sebo.
Nze mbadde no.
Ate manager mulangu.
Patrick ono musajja muzibu. Patrick akola ku National Theatre.
I know.
Ali ku board yaki.
I know, yes,
So
yes.
he has more access than you, than even you.
When I'm at the National
Ah.
Theatre, when Bebe Cool is here, is in his position as a body member.
Of what?
In his position
Of
as
what?
a body member
Of
the Uganda National Culture
Where do you
Center.
work?
Where you
I
work.
work at the National Culture Center. So when he's here, we
Mukola
cannot
mwena.
discuss
Close the
music, we
show.
discuss politics.
So kwe mukola mwena.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been the Heartbeat tonight, and like we warned you, all talked about our return. It is bigger and better. So every Thursday, catch us on the Living Arts YouTube channel, and of course the Heartbeat YouTube channel. We do a dual kind of double balance on both the YouTube channels. It's been Isaac on my left, Andrew and Nathan. We shall be back next Thursday, and of course